Real quick before we get started, guys, don't forget the full, uncut, unedited, raw reactions to this episode of How to Get Away with Murder on my Patreon. You can also get all the episodes that I've seen so far, as well as the next episode early. So if you want to see that, definitely check it out. Otherwise, of course, will still be on YouTube, just heavily edited. But other than that, let's get into this episode, guys.
Ask the DA to run a DNA test on the men in Lila's life.
But you didn't mention his name to the
Damn,
DA
she's so cool. When
specifically.
she knows that
My
he's
associate
dead.
had only just told me that he was having an affair. I mean, I'm worried that
What if
something
they
was
see the
going on.
picture, though,
Of course. I mean, he was her teacher.
and like
She
realize
was
that she changed the
beautiful.
wallpaper and she must have known
But I
for a
didn't know
while?
anything for sure. I drove to a friend's house, and I stayed there several hours
Dude,
until I
they're
calmed
gonna
myself down.
realize that that was her
And then I
wallpaper
went
and that
back
she
to the
changed
house
it.
after a few hours, and I just...
Saw him dead.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be.
Oh, I'm not gonna get over that
When I
line.
went back into the house,
I swear we didn't mean for this to happen.
you listen to me closely and do exactly as I tell you. Remove the body. He cannot stay here.
So she
Heads.
told him to get rid
We
of the
go back
body.
for the body.
Your DNA is under his nails, on his skin. So the only way to get rid of it is to burn the body.
We go back for the body, and then what?
Damn.
What with it? Have any of you thought about that?
So that's why he lied about
Then
the coin flip.
to get rid of the remains.
I'm telling you this is a bad idea.
That is such a stupid idea that
You
they
were
put
here,
that in
the-
that
the
dumpster.
wind.
Don't worry about
They
me.
can
I
trace
take
that
care
back
of
to the
myself.
dumpster and watch the footage
So
on
please come home
cameras.
safe. No, and they're not telling me if they have any leads.
It's normal. And I wouldn't tell you either if it was my case. They'll find him. Don't worry.
God, she's playing him like a fiddle.
I already know she's not setting us up, you know? That she knows everything and she's using these interviews to get one of us to confess. I mean, how do we know that the
She
kid
does know everything, but it's the opposite of what she
did.
did. Just shut the up, Connor. I'm excited to see their reaction when they find out that she knows.
Goes to the
So.
police and tries to get a lesser charge.
The only way they're gonna get through the interviews is if they know as little as possible about my involvement. That includes Rebecca.
At least they're not assuming that he's dead, because if they were assuming he's dead, they would be
Look what happened the last time
scouting
we
that
told her one
place
of our
for
secrets.
fingerprints and blood and any sign of foul play.
Sam's ring. I took it off right before we...
Shit.
I thought you might want it.
Where's she gonna hide that?
Thank you.
You better clean that in case the cops find it and see signs
Yes.
of like decomposition.
I will do everything in my power to put them in jail. See you in court, kids.
It just doesn't make sense why Rebecca, like with everything that we know, would kill her. It's not like she was afraid that Lila was gonna take him from her. She knew Lila didn't even give a crap about him anymore.
Are you sure she doesn't know?
Of course not.
She apologized to me. That's not something she does, ever.
I want him to tell her. He's gonna tell her. He can't help himself.
You ever gonna say thank you? For the trophy. Doucheface totally fell for it.
Right. Thanks.
Hey,
You don't
had
even
a
know the
girlfriend you
half of
didn't
it,
tell
dude.
me about, Frank.
a long-distance girlfriend. And what about a legal aid guy?
I lied to him, not you. It's different.
Is it?
We're over, so
So what are you on right now? Adderall? Heroin?
I said I would get help
Now he
after
thinks he's a
exams.
drug
I'm
addict.
sure.
Oliver.
You need to help your boss prove her husband's a murderer so you don't have time to worry about yourself right now. I get it. Whatever. You don't get to know any of this. Finally,
He
here we go.
loves you.
According to Speedy Pass, he took I-95 up to New Haven on the 28th.
That means the DA probably thinks there's something on it that'll hurt their case against Rebecca.
Or Damas, it means that we don't have any evidence to place Sam at the murder scene, which means no one will believe that he's on the run, which means we become suspects.
Just
Well,
chill out.
Raskolnikov. I mean, the one that saw us carrying the body out of the house, he knows some stuff.
Everyone needs to calm down.
He
Let's
didn't
focus
though.
on this case like we would
He saw
any
you
other.
carrying
Our
a
case is a
rock.
wash. We have nothing.
The Weisenstock Women's Clinic.
This is a boondoggle, Your Honor.
But
She's
does that
dragged us
work
in
if
here
one of the
on a
other
weekend
suspects
in order to get Miss
says
Sarah
that
and
as,
Mr.
like,
O'Reilly's
proof
case thrown out and implicate her
that he
husband in the
knew?
murder of Lila Standgard?
I'm sorry, Miss Keating, but I'm denying your request.
Your Honor.
Go home, Annalise, and take care of yourself.
who you show you're crazy to.
Screw you. People just
The
want to
question
win a
is what-
case
What you'd expect.
instead
About
of
us,
catching the
our
person
history.
that actually did it.
You think I know something?
I'm an idiot if I don't ask.
Wouldn't that kind of mean the opposite if she was with him when he
because
went
I
missing?
needed you.
Or does he think that he's
the monster, not me.
I needed to hear you say it.
Damn, that's sad because she's manipulating the hell out of his ass.
Is Professor Keating gonna hear any of this?
Anything that's said in here is between us.
In the court when we bring it to court. And then she's gonna hear it.
Sometimes Mr. Keating would look at me.
Damn.
Look
That's
at
kind of selling their case though.
In a
That's
sexual
pretty
way.
smart.
Technically, Sam was still alive when you pushed him.
I did not push him.
Look, I'm just saying that
I mean, you kind of did push it.
we can save ourselves. Go to the
Dude,
DA,
Connor,
say
if Connor screws this up for everybody,
We haven't talked about how we left things.
Well, everything's changed. We don't need to talk about it.
I think he should apologize to her, Annalise.
This has got to be hard, Annalise, even for you. So I'm here if you ever need to talk.
Women whose privacy will be violated.
No one's privacy will be violated. I'm
Then blur their
mandating that the
faces.
footage only be viewed in a secure room inside this courthouse.
Yeah.
See the bailiff for instructions, Miss Keating.
Blur the faces of the people that aren't her. I feel like it is gonna be his baby, but I just don't think he killed her. But it's definitely gonna make her question everything if it isn't his baby.
He's the father.
Oh! I just thought she's relieved. She's like,
Hell, Annalise. No
Why
one's
are
just
you relieved?
relieved when they find out their husband knocked up a dead girl.
is she actually gonna tell him? I mean, she should have had a better reaction than that, because that was a little bit obvious.
No one was at the house when you got there, right?
And you guys call me
No,
immature?
no, no.
I'm like the most grown-up.
No, he's gonna ruin everything.
No.
Oh.
Which was weird because Connor's SUV was parked in the driveway.
Yeah, but nobody answered when you knocked.
Nope.
Don't know.
Look, I was only at the house for about 2 minutes before I left and checked out the bonfire. Then I got a call from a lady friend who wanted to come over to my place for...
They could easily say that Karn just parked it there because it was like close to parking to the bonfire, and he knew he could park that because he works there, you know?
What is wrong with you?
It's the popo. I didn't want them to think I was hiding anything.
There's nothing to hide because it's never happening again. Do you understand?
Come on, we had fun.
But it still
You
did
had
happen.
fun. I was drunk and desperate.
Hey, I found something.
I feel bad for him. Oh, shit. I still don't think he killed her. I just have a feeling that it's too obvious. It's too easy.
Maybe she can tell us for sure.
Confirming that Sam Keating was the father of Miss Stangard's unborn child.
Chain of custody, Your Honor.
Run as many tests as you like, you'll find that they all
for
prove
it.
that Sam Keating is the genetic match to this fetus.
But the evidence you're presenting here today in court is circumstantial at best.
That's only because a key piece
How
of
is
evidence
that
against Mr. Keating
circumstantial,
is being
but
held hostage
hers
by Miss
isn't
Parks.
I
circumstantial?
have no idea what
Are
she's
you
talking about.
My
actually
husband's
serious?
laptop is being held in police lockup.
I'm afraid they're gonna get that laptop, and then she's gonna realize that there isn't evidence, and it's gonna screw her over.
I'm appointing a forensic expert to analyze the phone data found on that computer and present its findings to this court.
It's gonna blow up in their face. I know it. I just don't understand how they say it's circumstantial that she was pregnant with his baby, he was pissed off about it, and they were having an affair, and then she turns up dead. How is that circumstantial? That's motive. But then apparently Rebecca and him killed her because they wanted to be together, and that's their motive, but that's not circumstantial?
A witness told us that he saw Mr. Walsh's car parked outside the Keating house that night.
Is Michaela there with you? I want my freaking trophy back.
It's my fault.
Yes, because we parked there.
Well, why park at the Keating house if you were going to the bonfire?
We just knew it'd be impossible to find parking closer to
Yeah,
campus.
that's what I was saying.
So we parked at Professor Keating's, then walked over to the bonfire from there.
You got the nerve to treat me like scum for lying about Sasha after what you did?
Frank, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Wow. keep lying that good, and you might actually get away with this.
Why would she straight up tell you to your face, you're right, I did kill him? Like, you really expect her to say that in public? Boy, you stupid.
As you can see from the monitor here, I outlined his path of travel in red, along with the times he spent at the various locations he visited that evening. At 3204 Spruce Road.
Is that her address?
That's the address of Kappa Kappa Theta sorority house.
Oh shit, so he was there.
And what time was Mr. Keating there?
From 1:10 a.m. until 1:29 a.m.
Nor did she drive through 3 states to spend 20 minutes on a rooftop where Miss Stangard's body was found in a water tank. And yet my client stands accused of murder. To allow this trial to proceed would be a gross miscarriage of justice.
Miss Sutter, how does it feel to have the charges against you dropped? Now, Miss Keating, does she intend to defend her husband for the murder of Lila Stangard? No comment.
I still feel like it's too easy though. Something's gonna happen.
Where is Miss Keating? Can we speak to her?
I'm so happy for Rebecca, but some other shit's gonna go down.
An animal? Not even an animal's that heartless.
Beat her ass. You don't know the first thing about her, you asshole.
The fact that he's a murderer helps us, Laurel. To be more lenient with us.
He's kind of right though. They know he's the murderer now, or most likely the murderer. So they could tell the whole story about what was happening. Rebecca was desperate to find evidence, and he attacked her, and they defended her, and I feel like they get away with it, but
okay.
They're actually gonna do it. Because I think Rebecca could get out of it too. Because now they know for sure that he's most likely involved, or they think that he's most likely involved. So she could be like, I was trying to get evidence to get myself off.
Okay.
She's
Look,
gonna
if
second
Aiden
guess.
doesn't want to marry you, it just means there's someone better around the corner.
Are you really gonna go through with this?
What's the matter?
What are they doing here?
Told you she knew.
But how could she know we were coming here right now?
Laurel.
Frank came to me. He knows everything, which means Annalise knows.
I don't know how. You have to tell them. Screw this.
Mr. Walsh, I can give you a million reasons why this plan won't go your way, or you can just trust me.
I would trust her more than anybody.
If I did, I would have turned you in the night that it happened.
Today's exam will be an analytical essay. You will hear a fact pattern of a criminal case study and determine the possible
should have been like,
defenses, affirmative
"I'll
and
give you all
otherwise,
A's
for
on the
each
exam."
individual involved. One of them, Mr. Green, decides to rob the clerk. A physical struggle ensues involving the individuals against the clerk. The clerk becomes incapacitated.
Someone has slimmed down a bit since last time. School stress?
You don't know half
Exams.
of it. Oh, they're so cute together.
I can't imagine how she must feel right now.
From my limited time with her, she strikes me as a pretty tough customer.
To find out that her husband is a criminal worse than all of them. I just hope that he's man enough to come back and face what he's done.
I hope they don't find that ring. Because why would she have his wedding ring? God, I hate these end scenes. They give me so much anxiety.
Let me be clear. Whatever his wife told you, my brother is no murderer.
Your sister-in-law's in town.
What does that mean? Alright guys, that was season 1, episode 10 of How to Get Away with Murder. Guys, this show, holy crap. If last episode didn't sell me, they're just going uphill from here. This was such a good episode. Perfect follow-up to what we saw last episode. Because you know, last episode it was insane. So, the whole group doesn't know that Annalise knows. Wes obviously knows, and they're kind of wondering if maybe she does know. Connor and Michaela are starting to freak out, and they think we should go to the police and pin it on them and just say that it was Rebecca and we just came to defend ourselves and, you know, that kind of thing. Which, I don't know too much about law, but in my opinion, if they were to go about that, especially after Rebecca got the charges dropped, and they know that Sam's most likely guilty of something, and I feel like even though she did break into the house, they could have somehow, I don't know, but she was on his property, so he has every right to attack her, I think. I'm not sure what state this is in, but I just feel like they could have somehow maybe gotten away with that as self-defense, and or just come up with another story of like they were there for work, so they were allowed to be there, and she went through his stuff, even though she's still robbing, so I don't know. But they decided they're going to go against Annalise. They found out the baby is in fact his, so that's a motive in itself, and that he was in fact at the house when she died. So they pretty much pinpoint him at the scene of the crime and a motive. So he's pretty much guilty, he's just not there. So they plan to go to the police and pin it on Rebecca, but Laurel calls Annalise just in time and says they plan to do this, and Wes and Annalise meet them there, and she says, you just need to know that I know. You don't need to know how I know, but I know. And it's not going to go your way, and I can help you get away with murder. And they pretty much say what the title is. I'm going to help you get away with this, but if you go there, it's not going to end like you want it to end. And she finally talks them down, and they go along with the plan, but things are getting kind of stirred up in the end when Sam's sister shows up, and it pretty much ends with her saying he's not a murderer, and she's about to tell him why. It's going to cause issues. And I thought maybe the laptop was going to be the issue, like it was going to come up that he wasn't there and it was going to like backfire. So it didn't, though. He was there. So I don't know how the sister's going to save anything. Maybe he was with her that night, or I don't know. But it's getting so good, and these past few episodes have been so good, and I'm so hooked on the show now. I mean, it was good in the beginning, but it's so good now, and I can see why people really love this show. But this was another fantastic episode. I cannot wait to find out what happens next. I'm on the edge of my seat. I have no spoilers whatsoever for this show, so please do not spoil anything for me. Let me figure it out myself. Don't tell me if I'm right. Don't tell me if I'm wrong. Don't do anything. Let me figure it out myself. But yeah, this was such a good episode. Probably give it like a 9 out of 10. Loved it. It was so entertaining. Cannot wait for this next episode. I will see you guys next week for How to Get Away with Murder. Thanks for watching.
Keep playing my heartstrings faster and faster.